Hey everyone, last night we had a great game with the Cavaliers versus Celtics. It was a great game. The Cavs pulled out a game in Boston to head back to Cleveland. The series tied 1-1. Kind of a shocker, to be honest. Final score was 118-94. The Cavaliers shot 54.7% from the field, and the Celtics shot 41.3% from the field. The Cavs had 44 rebounds, Celtics had 31, so 13 rebound discrepancy there. The Cavaliers won 3 of the 4 quarters, which was pretty impressive. And then I think the big story from this game was how poorly the Celtics shot the ball from the three-point line. And there's this narrative that, you know, everybody coming into the playoffs thought Boston was the prohibitive favorite to win the NBA championship. And after losing game 2 against the Heat in the first round, you know, they didn't shoot good from 3 in that game either. And then same thing in this game, they get beat in game 2. So Boston can be beat. And I feel like one of the things is if I feel like they live and die by the three-point line. If they don't shoot good from 3, they have a hard time. And I remember last series against the Heat, they did not shoot good from 3 in one of the games, and they still won. But the Heat just couldn't make any shots. But Cleveland was making shots against the Celtics defense when the Celtics weren't making threes. So I think a big storyline is here that the Celtics can be beat. You just have to make them not shoot good from 3, but usually they do. The Cavs, Mobley had 21, Okoro had 12 points, Darius Garland had 14 points, Donovan Mitchell had 29 points. Donovan Mitchell's been absolutely spectacular in this series and in the playoffs so far, and I expect him to continue to be that good. He's just a very special player. Max Strus had 12 points. Karis LeVert had 21 points off the bench, which was extremely helpful for these Cavaliers. For the Celtics, Tatum had 25, Al Horford had 11, Drew Holiday only had 4 points, Derek White had 10 points, Jaylen Brown had 19 points, and Payne Pritchard had 13 points off the bench. But Derek White was 1 of 8 from the three-point line, which is pretty surprising based on how amazing he has been in these playoffs, or how good he looked against the Heat in the first round. Then Jaylen Brown goes 0 of 6 from the 3. And then personally, just from looking at these statistics, Drew Holiday has to give the Celtics more than 4 points. You can't, if you're wanting to win an NBA championship, you can't have your starting point guard like Drew Holiday and your defensive genius have 4 points. He has to do better. He needs at least, I think, more than 15 points for the Celtics to continue to succeed in this playoffs this year. Then this was a complete blowout. The Cavaliers' largest lead in this game was 29 points. So it was, but the Celtics had a largest lead of 9. So it was, the Cavaliers just really pulled away in the second half of that game, right behind Donovan Mitchell. So this should be an interesting rest of the series. Like we saw in the last series against the Heat for the Celtics, they lost that second game, and there was a lot of doubt, like, oh, well, the Celtics going to lose this series. Then they won 3 straight and won the series. So same thing could happen here. I guess we'll see. Now the series is headed back to Cleveland for games 3 and 4. I guess we'll see who will win those games back in Cleveland. And then that will set up for the rest of the series. But definitely an interesting blowout win for the Cavaliers last night in Boston.